We just want answers. We want the truth. We want to know what happened to our son. His car was found at approximately 12:30 by that volunteer firefighter who was supposedly coming back. So he called it in to dispatch. And as I understand it, auto accidents are worked by highway patrol, not by the sheriff's office. So they sent a highway patrolman out there who did a lousy job, who did not follow any of the protocols. And he just called a wrecker to tow the car. The wrecker service towed the car to an impound lot. And during while he was doing that, he found the registration, who the car belongs to. They called us at 2 a.m. in the morning to tell us about the accident. And at first they were asking, does Jason know anyone here? All that kind of stuff. So that's when I drove up to Luling after probably about an hour of phone calls back and forth. The lot was closed. I found a tow truck driver there, and it was still dark, so it was probably about 5 something in the morning, maybe 5:30. The wrecker driver kind of told me the area. I started driving around looking for that. I couldn't find an accident or what looked like an accident. So I called home and told my wife, because she was staying at home in case Jason came home or called or anything like that. Asked her to call the highway patrolman to give me the exact location so I could go look and help search. Well, the highway patrolman was at home asleep. After the car was towed, he had found Jason's backpack on the road and took that into evidence and then went home. He didn't tell the person who came on shift after him to keep looking for Jason. He drove, as I understand it, he drove down Salt Flat Road, like with his spotlight, looking along the road, but that was it. He never got out of his car, except to get the backpack or to do anything. We started calling around all his friends to see if they had heard from him, and no one had. And, kept looking for him all that morning until after sunrise, after the morning. That's when they got the sheriff's office involved and other agencies. And that's when this Texas Search and Rescue started showing up. Started, all the dogs and tracking teams and stuff like that started looking for the morning of the 14th. And here we are almost a year later. Obviously, we know the statistics. We know the odds of him being found alive are very, very slight. And we understand that. We're also a family of faith. So we know that if Jason has passed, he's in heaven and he's in a better place than you and me. But we can't grieve. We can't do anything. I mean, this whole year has been just kind of a living nightmare, because you can't move on. You can't get on with your life until you know what happened with your loved one. And that's the hard part about having a missing person, as opposed to when your grandmother or your husband or your wife or your brother or sister, when they pass away, when they die of an accident or a heart attack or something else. Well, you can start the grief process. You can do that. We can't start the grief process until we know what happened. And that's why we need answers, so we can, as a family, put this in proper perspective, and God can heal our broken hearts as best